It's Gory from the Lethal Dose. I'm here with my buddy Wednesday 13. How you doing? Whoop 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 whoop. we're on set and the site of what's it called? And Bloodshead For All tour.
Shocktoberfest.
Shocktoberfest on during the and Bloodshed For All tour. How's it going so far?
It's going.
This is I think was it fourth tour? I mean fourth show on the tour. For us.
Yes.
For us, me and my buddies here have been following you guys. It was my 31st Wednesday show.
31st?
Yes.
That's 13 backwards.
It is. Look at that.
Uh-oh.
He knows math.
I do.
I'm not. I don't. I'm awful with it.
Math. All
You're
right,
actually a big tour collector.
I am.
Yeah. What'd you just do tonight? You just traded something of one of your props for tonight.
I just wheeled and dealed with a friend of mine, and I got 2 gigantic totes of Indiana Jones. Like it's like everything. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So no new stuff during this tour. No new stuff, but you do have a new album coming out called Condolences. What do you know when that's going to come out? And I know it's next year, but do you have a date?
I've basically been saying April. Like there's really no release date yet because I'm trying to get a record deal for this whole thing. So I'm kind of shopping the record. The record's done. It's been done for actually a week now. And so we're trying to shop it around and see what I can do. Because I've just basically been doing the same thing for years, and I don't want this record. This record has to do better than my other records for me. It has to.
So you have very high hopes for this one.
Well, for me. It's the one record that ties it all together, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
This doesn't mean it's our final one, is it?
No, not at all. But it's the first one that to me, it's like, as the band I've had for the past few years, like it's the first one that it feels like we fucking nailed it. Like Monsters was great and that was cool, and I felt when that record was done, I was like, this is a great record. Like, how are we gonna follow this up? But like this one just destroyed it.
Yeah.
I think so.
What would you say is your favorite record? Like, obviously, the touring cycle for Monster seems to be coming to an end.
Yeah.
So everything's always in hindsight. Of course, when an album first comes out, you feel like you have to say it's my best album because it's new. What's your favorite personally?
It's a cliche thing to say,
yes.
but I really meant it when I said Monsters was my favorite thing I've done. And Monsters and Transylvania were the two. Like, I like all my records, but those are the two that, to me, kind of define what I think what we do. And Transylvania was for me, that was it had so many different styles. It was heavy, it was punk, it was basically everything I was doing then and stuff I had never done before. Right. And doing the down tuning to drop C tuning was so weird for me at the time. But I just felt like Monsters was, to me, that was one that translated with Transylvania, and then the new album Condolences just went beyond that. Like, they're not even in my book, they're not even the same league. It's another level.
So would you say, what can we expect with the Condolences album? So you say it ties everything together, so we have a little bit of elements from like Bang Bang and Monsters?
I think so. I think it's lyrically it's nothing like Monsters. Monsters was a departure as far as being a
You said it was a concept album in a sense.
Yes, it kind of was, but without the concept, I didn't put a story with it because I don't like concept records. I didn't want it to be a thing where you have to.
So Music from the Elders, not your favorite Kiss album?
No, not at all. and I love Welcome My Nightmare and all that kind of stuff. But even I didn't really understand that whole thing. But like when I listen to Welcome My Nightmare, I don't have to hear the story. It's just a vibe.
It's just good songs.
Yeah, and I almost feel like this Condolence record it's like Welcome My Nightmare. When I hear the new album, it reminds me of listening to Welcome My Nightmare because it's the actual title track Condolences is my longest song. It's 7 minutes long.
Holy shit!
And it's like it's like a Welcome My Nightmare. It's
by the way, you don't have to worry about cursing. We're uncensored,
so good. Yeah.
Say fuck as much as you want.
I will.
So what would you say the Condolences album is about? Is it like, you say it's not a concept album, but like what lyrical themes can we expect from it? Like any horror movie stuff like normal, or you're just kind of straying away from that from now on?
Basically it's not a concept record, but it's the theme is death. Everything is based around death. Everything from the point of view of being a killer or being killed. It's pretty brutal. Everything is based around death, and the title track "Condolences" is about my funeral, and so it's just the whole. It's not a concept record, but it's all themed in death, and so I don't know. It's
So Condolences is not just a clever name.
no. It means what it says.
It's pretty ironic that you're naming it Condolences because all the celebrities we lost this year. It seems like 2015 was the year everyone complained, and 2016 is the year everyone died. Yeah.
Well, the thing was, I kept seeing it when I came up with the title for it. I was, we were writing for the record. I had a couple songs already written, and hadn't written the song Condolences yet. And I kept seeing after Bowie died, and I kept seeing all these things online going, condolences, sorry for your loss, and I was like, all right, it's just everywhere, and that's the chorus for the Condolences song. It's sorry for your loss.
Perfect.
And so I made this, this 7-minute epic weirdo song, and I'm pretty proud of it.
So you told us your favorite album. I'm gonna have to ask you a hard one. What would you say is your least favorite? Even though you like them all, everyone has one that they rank least of their most favorite albums.
All Corpses is my least favorite.
Is it? Yeah. That's my favorite.
But it's only my least favorite just because that record was it was kind of weird for me. Like, I basically left Murder Dolls, and I went, all right, I gotta do Wednesday again, and that's like 2 weeks of my life writing that whole thing. Every day I spent a song like a day writing each day, and I don't know, it's just weird because it was right after Murder Dolls happened. I was kind of in a weird position, and then just came back from that earthquake in Japan. My brain was fucked.
That's a great song, though. We All Died. I know that you told me in the past that's when you wrote that song.
Yeah, so a lot of that record was more of like a just kind of dealing with what's been going on. So it's when I look back on it, because it happened so fast. So it's not my least favorite. It's just, I don't know. It's one of those records where I don't feel like I was there.
You weren't in that zone.
If that makes sense. Like I was there, but I don't remember it like I do all the other records. I was in such a weird place, and but it was the cool thing about it was what I liked about it was I kind of went old school, and I just didn't. Well, I did back in the day with the drag queens. I kind of just did it bare bones, 3-chord songs, and that was kind of like a punk record, And I didn't want to do what Murder Dolls had just done with Women and Children last. Like, that'd been easy to keep that whole thing going, but I wanted to do a separation, and plus my brain was just, I was in another world at that time. So it's not my favorite record. I don't hate it by any means. You
should never hate any albums. No. They're different chapters of your life.
But I think that's the one record I did. I just wasn't. I don't think I was as focused as I would like to be on it, just because my brain was a seesaw.
Yeah,
so
I got
speak,
you. So during this tour, has any weird things happened on this tour? And if not, what was the weirdest thing that ever happened to you on tour? Because there's got to be some stories with that. Besides hanging out with Ramon.
Don't you die on me, damn it.
Ramon!
I got all these pita chips in my junk.
That was Ramon, Wednesday's guitar player. Say hi, Ramon.
Hi, Ramon.
He said it.
Hi, Ramon.
Wise words from Ramon. Man of very few, or sometimes too many.
I don't know the weirdest story on this tour. I don't know. How about when I punched that Darth Vader cake in Cleveland?
All right, that sounds like a story time. What is this?
Now the Darth Vader cake giver is going to be like, what?
No, somebody gave us a cake, and it got possessed, and I took it off the bus, and I punched it. And I still have scars from it.
What the hell did you do?
I don't know, but it hurt. Yeah, I punched a Darth Vader cake out and knocked it out.
So if you could name any band that's out there now, who would you tour with? Who would be someone you haven't toured with yet? Is there any that you're like, I got to tour with these guys?
A lot of bands I think we could tour with would be cool. I love Killing Joke. I would love to tour with them so they could be really mean to me. But I just want to watch them every day. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of cool tours. I mean, I've toured with Alice and Zombie over the years, and which is still the coolest tour ever. So I would love to continue to keep playing with Alice and Zombie and Manson, and I think that's the most normal thing I could do. But as far as like favorite bands and stuff, I would love to tour with, just to be a fly on the wall watching Killing Joke or Satyricon or something like that. You know?
I remember a few years ago, you and I talked about how you almost opened up for Kiss on a tour with Murder Dolls. You told me about that. What's the story behind that? You remember you said that Matt, you didn't find out about it once that it was no longer a thing, right?
It's so weird. But when Murder Dolls stopped, the first record, we did basically tour for a year, which is so weird because people think it was bigger than that. We toured for 1 year, the first album, and 1 year for the second record. So that band toured for 2 years in a 10-year history. And but as soon as we got done with that very first tour, everybody hit us up. Like as soon as we get off tour, Alice Cooper, Ministry, Typo Negative, Kiss, everybody hit us up. But when we were touring, we toured with Iron Maiden and Papa Roach.
Holy crap.
And I couldn't think of a worse crowd to play in front of. Papa Roach's crowd didn't give a fuck about us. Iron Maiden's
They
crowd,
only care about Iron Maiden.
Exactly.
Even I saw Alice Cooper with Iron Maiden. Alice Cooper being the legend he is.
Yeah, they don't care.
No one cared about
No
Alice
one
Cooper.
cares. No
Like
one cares.
I was there for Alice. I love Alice Cooper. I was there for Maiden, but
Yeah.
like I was there for Alice Cooper mostly. And everyone was just like all Maiden. They didn't care about Alice Cooper.
Yep.
Which is weird.
I know.
Because
It's
no
so weird.
one ever goes to a show and be like, oh well, forget Alice Cooper.
But Alice carries his weight. He's always good.
Oh,
though,
yeah.
so, but still, even with Alice with Iron Maiden, I'm sure it's weird.
Oh yeah, it was really cool though. Like I love seeing those packages tour that you don't get the same exact
Yeah.
bands together.
Yeah.
You know, you get just one end of the spectrum and another end of the spectrum. It's always good to see them two together.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the interview. Wednesday 13, everybody. Yeah, everyone give them a round of applause.
We did it.